welcome back everyone for some more Ace Attorney Dual Destinies here on the Nintendo Switch. And we are ready to finish case number 1 here in this game, in the case against Juniper Woods. For those of you that did not watch the last episode, I would highly recommend it, but we are going to be going into, we're going to be listening to Ted and Nate one more time, but before we continue on, hope you guys have an awesome day today, hope you guys doing well, but without further ado, let's go ahead and finish things off here, case number 1. Okay, we're gonna be hearing from the witness. I would like nothing more, Your Honor. I want the court to hear how ridiculous the defense's theory is. Well, we'll see about that, bub. Witness testimony. After the explosion. I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion, but there was no bloody writing there at the time. Anyway, there is no way Detective Arm could have written it. She struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. She was too far away from where the bloody message was found. So you're saying that the victim's body was nowhere near the writing was? Precisely. It is as plain as the day that she could not have written it. It's true that the body was discovered near the entrance to the courtroom. Please have a look at this crime scene photo. As you can see, there is blood on the rubble near the victim's body. She must have died after hitting her head there. Courtroom bombing photo added to the court record. Crime scene photo of the aftermath of the courtroom number 4 bombing and the victim. I see. Alright then, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine a witness. And per usual, before every cross-examination, we are going to go ahead and save. Do you have what it takes to take my infallible testimony apart? I think I do. Cross-examination. After the explosion. He admits he was the first one on the scene after the explosion, but there was no bloody writing there at the time. There's no way Detective Worm could have written it. She had struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom, and this is where I take issue with, and I actually have a piece of evidence that contradicts this.
Objection!
You are a terrible liar, Mr. Tenate. Take a look at this autopsy, specifically the part about Detective Arm's head injury. Cause of death, trauma to back of head caused by impact with a flat object. Yes, what about it? Now take a good look at the bloody piece of rubble. It's sharp and pointed. Hey, you're right, boss. It is pointy, just like your hair. That is odd, isn't it? What could be the meaning of this contradiction? I believe it means the victim did not hit her head on this piece of rubble. The bloodstain you see is just another fabrication. Its purpose is to mislead us into thinking the victim died near the courtroom entrance. Are you claiming the culprit moved the victim's body? That's exactly what I'm claiming. The victim hit her head at some other location, most likely on the floor or some other flat surface, and this location was somewhere near where the bloody writing was found. In that case, she definitely could have written a message. Your Honor, I have the results of bloodstain analysis. Ah, very good timing. Let's take a look. According to this report, the message was written in Detective Arm's blood, and this defense claims only parts of the message that were added afterwards were written in Mr. Justice's blood. It would appear the defense's assertion is correct after all. Bloody writing analysis added to court record, a report that proves that the writing was done in Detective Arm's blood. Yes, you did it! You were right, boss! Now I have to drive it home. I'll have to take a good look at the bloody writing analysis later. Mr. Tenate, it is now apparent that you have told several lies to this court. I hope you have some sort of explanation for yourself. Fine, I will confess. You will? But then why are you so calm? This time I will tell the truth. Witness testimony. The truth. It is true that Detective Arm wrote my ID number. She very plainly wrote L10015R. I was shocked, but I did not detonate the bomb. Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber. Not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the writing. My bad. Well, that sounds convenient. I see. So it is your assertion that you merely moved the body, is that it? That is correct. I did not kill Detective Arm. Oh, well, that's all you did, then. Wait a minute. That in and of itself is a criminal act. Glad to see you finally crossed that finish line, Your Honor. Very well, then. Your cross-examination, please, Mr. Ray. Cross-examination. The truth. Okay, it's true that Detective Arm wrote his ID number. She very plainly wrote the serial, which there are actually two pieces of evidence you can submit here. You can either submit the bloody writing analysis, or what I'm going to present right now. I'm going to be presenting Apollo's assault photo.
Objection!
I just want to make doubly sure that L10015R is really what you saw written in blood. Yes, it very clearly said L10015R. But that's odd, because that's not what I see.
Objection!
What on earth are you babbling about now? Wasn't it you who claimed that the bloody writing was his ID number in the first place? Take a quick look at the photo in the bloody writing analysis. Now tell me, does it really say L10015R? Something is missing, isn't it? And that something is the final R. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Tenate? Oh, right. Now I remember. There was no R on the end. It was just a slip of the finger. My bad. Come back? My beautiful contradiction. Mr. Wright, I'm not so sure it was just a simple slip of the finger. You have something for me, Athena? I sense that he's extremely agitated, almost panicked. He does look pretty flustered. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears it was nothing more than a mere mistake. I don't know, did he really just make a typo? What about that R? Did Mr. Tenate really see it? I believe he actually did. Maybe Mr. Tenate really did see the R. But there's no R anywhere. Actually, matter of fact, if you look on the right side of the S, you can barely make something else out. Well, but there's no R anywhere in the bloody writing. What's going on here? Huh? Now that I take another good look at the photo, I think maybe... That's it! That face. I should have that as my thumbnail. What is it now, Mr. Ray? Are you trying to imitate Apollo and his chords of steel? I've got it! So that's what happened. A slip of the finger. Is that really all it was? Because I don't think so. I propose that Mr. Tenate really did see the letter R. But the photo clearly shows there's no R. No, Your Honor. Actually, just the opposite is true. The photo shows that Mr. Tenate actually could have seen the R. If you're gonna make that claim, then you better be able to point out what you mean. What part of the photo shows that Mr. Tenate could have seen... Just to be sure, I am gonna go ahead and save. What part show... Okay, it's... Right here.
Take that!
Please look here, to the right of the 5. Do you see a little bit of red? Oh, I see it! Just on the edge of where the floor is broken up. That's the R that Mr. Tenate saw.
Objection!
It's true that the witness wears some very, very odd goggles, but that doesn't mean his eyesight is bad, nor his brain power. What part of a little smudge looks like an R to you?
Objection!
But what Mr. Tenate saw wasn't that little smudge. There's a whole incomplete R written there, before the floor was damaged by the explosion. Oh, well, that explains it. Huh? Can you explain what you mean? Because you just proposed that everything happened in the exact opposite order. Yep, because that's the way it really went down. The timing of when the R was written turns everything about this case around. Now then, if the floor was damaged by the explosion, when was the message written? Well, it had to have been written before the explosion. With the bloody message running off the edge of the damaged floor like that, we can only conclude that it was written before the explosion. But that's ridiculous. If that were true, it overturns your own premise. That's right, it does. In fact, it turns everything upside down. The victim was not killed by the explosion in the courtroom. She was killed before the explosion ever occurred. Order! Order in the court! What kind of preposterous claim is that? Have you forgotten that the victim's body was found at the scene of the explosion?
Objection!
True, but consider this scenario. She was hit on the head and killed before the explosion, or even before the trial began. Her body was subsequently placed in the courtroom ruins after the bombing occurred. That way, it could be made to look like she was a victim of the blast. What? It sounds like we better look into what the victim was doing before the trial. Mr. Payne, did anyone see Miss Detective Arm before the trial? Let's see. According to the police report... here it is. One person saw the victim before the trial. And that person was... Ted Tenate. Wait, what? No one besides Mr. Tenate saw the victim? That appears to be the case, Your Honor. I would now ask the court to recall something. Specifically, Mr. Tenate's words from yesterday. It was when Detective Arm and I were transporting the bomb. Oh my! Mr. Tenate, just before the trial you were with the victim. The two of you were together at the scene of the crime, courtroom number 4. Your Honor, the defense requests new testimony from Mr. Tenate. We wish to hear what he has to say about his whereabouts just before the trial. Mr. Tenate, your testimony, please. My testimony? There is no need for... He's completely unnerved, Mr. Wright. He must have hit the nail on the head. Because it opted... Oh, it was transport the bomb to the courtroom. I already told you. God, blast this thing. I was only in the courtroom with the victim because of our work. I swear I was only transporting the bomb there.
Objection!
You and the victim were alone together at the scene of the crime. In other words, you certainly had the opportunity to commit murder, did you not?
Objection!
Do you always leave yourself so open to attacks, Mr. Wright? What now, Mr. Payne? Yes, Mr. Tenate may have had the opportunity to kill Detective Arm, but an important piece of your assertion is missing. What important piece? The murder weapon. What do you claim was used to kill the victim? But Mr. Payne has a point. Even if Mr. Tenate had the chance without a weapon, we can't accuse him of the crime. Well, Mr. Tenate? Oh, yes, that's right. I didn't have any sort of thing that could be used as a murder weapon on me. I couldn't possibly have killed Detective Arm. Did he really have nothing he could use as a murder weapon? What is it, Athena? Just looking over the victim's autopsy report. I'm hoping there's something in here that can point us in the right direction. Well, it does say that she died from trauma to the back of the head with a flat object. Yeah, and to inflict that specific kind of injury, all you would need is a flat surface, right? A heavy, blunt object with a flat surface could definitely be a murder weapon. Well, Mr. Wright, can you indicate for the court what was used to kill Detective Arm? I believe I can. Believe being the key word here. You can? Then please do so now. What did Mr. Tenate have that could be used as the murder weapon? Well, it's none other than the HH-3000 bomb.
Take that!
Mr. Tenate, you say you didn't have anything that could be used as a weapon. But, in fact, you had the perfect thing. What? What the devil are you talking about? You had this. That's the bomb. I thought you were trying to prove that the victim wasn't killed by the bomb blast. The bomb blast, no. But I believe Candace Arm was killed with this bomb. Because this is the blunt object that delivered the fatal blow to her head. Well, he's a bit disheveled. Please recall the description of Detective Arm's head wound. Trauma to back of head caused by impact with a flat object. We assume this injury was sustained when her head hit the floor. But a blow from any flat side of this bomb would produce the exact same wound pattern. Gah. Oh, what's with him? Then show me some proof. Where's the evidence that I hit the victim with the bomb? Ack, he's right. I don't have anything decisive. Did you find any victim's blood on the bomb? That would be decisive proof. But too bad, the bomb is blown to bits. It's long gone. Boom. Game over. Yeah. Mr. Ray, is there really nothing on the bomb in the photo? I don't see any blood or anything. Wait, the timer display is a little broken here. Maybe it broke when it made contact with Detective Arm's head. That's definitely a distinct possibility. But unless we find a fragment with the victim's blood on it, it's not gonna count. Guess you're right. By setting off the bomb, Tanape managed to obliterate all traces of the murder weapon. What in the world do I do now? At times like this, I've got to change gears and look at things in a different way. Instead of looking for the things he wasn't able to hide, I should be looking for a way to expose the things he did hide. Ted Tanape murdered Detective Arm before the trial started. Then he placed her body in the courtroom after the bomb went off, which means there was something he needed to keep hidden until then, and I think I have just the thing. Time to present the photo that shows exactly what Mr. Tanape had to hide. Well, it happens to be the courtroom bombing photo.
Take that!
Your Honor, there's something we've all been overlooking. If the murder took place before the trial, then Mr. Tanape would have had to hide the body somewhere during the trial. Hey, you're right, and if we can figure out where the hiding place was, exactly, we might be able to find some evidence we can pin him down on. So where could Mr. Tanape have hidden the body during the trial? Let me go ahead and save. Well, could have easily used the bomb transport case.
Take that!
Wait, a box big enough for a body, a box that was in the courtroom the whole time. Box nobody would touch if they thought there was a bomb in it. Mr. Tanape! What is it? Do you finally have some decisive evidence to show me? No, you're the one who's going to show it to me. Come again? You heard me. Now, show me what's inside the bomb transport case. What? Why? No, there's no need. I've got him now. Just before the trial, you killed the victim with a blunt object, and then you placed her body in the ruins of the courtroom after the bomb went off. Clearly you were trying to make it look like she died in the explosion. But where was the body hidden during the trial? Oh, I haven't thought of that. The answer is right here. Inside a box made of thick alloy plating that can withstand any impact. No, that's, completely false. If it's false, you should have no objection to showing us your transport case. So, let's open up and take a look inside, shall we? What now? That's not if you value your life. Well, what's he up to now? Remain calm and listen carefully. This bomb will detonate in 5 minutes. What? Huh? I repeat, this HH-3000 will detonate in 5 minutes. What's going on? Your Honor, I recommend you adjourn this trial before this bomb goes off. Mr. Tanape, are you threatening me? Heh. I am the only one who can disable this bomb. If you do not want to die, your only option is to listen to me. But Mr. Tenate, didn't you just say this was a training model? A fake to practice on? I did, but I also lied. This is the real deal. This is the HH-3000. But the HH-3000 was used to blow up courtroom number 4, wasn't it? How do you know it was the real HH-3000 that blew up courtroom number 4? Huh? The bomb that blew up the courtroom was a different one. One that I made. What? Then are we to take that as a confession on your part? Take it any way you would like. Just before the trial, I took the HH-3000 out of the stuffed animal and put my own bomb into it. That was the bomb that exploded and destroyed courtroom number 4. But Mr. Tenate, please be reasonable. Do you really expect us to believe a crazy story like that? The HH-3000, it is so unique. I had never seen anything like it. It is so unique that I could not replicate the detonation mechanism. So, I just had to have it. Besides, did anyone look inside the stuffed animal during the trial? Did anyone check to see if it really was the HH-3000 in there? I must confess, no one opened the stuffed animal to check. So there really is a possibility the bomb was switched out. No, not a possibility. A certainty. I did it. So he's had a real bomb with him this whole time? You had better get out of here while you can. You do not have much time. Order. Order on the court. I'm out of here. It's gonna blow. Run. Boy, what a way to try to prove you're innocent, huh? You four are still here? Well, aren't you brave? It just wouldn't do for the judge presiding over this court to run. But that horrible explosion the other day. The judge looks like he's about to book it for the nearest exit any second. As for Mr. Payne? That is... Well, he's out of here. And he's off. Mr. Wright, well, what did we do? I'd be pretty pathetic right now, wouldn't it? But the bomb might really go off. Only 3 more minutes, folks. Is that bomb really the HH-3000? What should I do? Well, I'm gonna stand my ground. I think he's bluffing. I can't run now. Well, it's been fun, but I will be going now. With my dear HH-3000, naturally. Oh, and by the way, I would advise against having me followed. Even with no remote switch, this bomb can still be triggered manually. If I think I'm being followed, I will detonate it on the spot. Farewell.
Hold it!
You're not going anywhere, Tenate. Oh. Your Honor, there's no reason to be afraid. That bomb is a fake. Are you sure, Mr. Wright? More of your famous bluffing? Even at the risk of your own life? Mr. Wright, none of your bluffing now. Not at a time like this. Lives on the line here. I'm not bluffing, and I have proof. You do? Yes, of course, Your Honor. It's right here in the photo of the bomb, clear as day. Proof that Mr. Tenate's bomb is not the real HH-3000. Really? I'll go to then, immediately. Where is the proof that Mr. Tenate is holding it's not the real HH-3000? Well, it happened to be the same thing Athena pointed out earlier. It's right here.
Take that!
The display for the timer on the bomb in the photo is broken. Most likely it broke when Mr. Tenate used the bomb to activate to attack Detective Arm. But the display on the bomb in front of us is not broken. Oh, you're right! Therefore, this is not the real HH-3000. Mr. Tenate was clearly lying when he said he switched out the bomb and a stuffed animal. The real HH-3000 blew up in courtroom number 4. This bomb is nothing more than a fake, a model used for training purposes. Fear not, Your Honor. I will examine the inside of the bomb transport case myself. Yes, please do that, Mr. Ray. No, stop! What is that? Is that a blood stain? Just as I expected. Your lies have all been blown to bits, Mr. Tenate. I'm confident DNA analysis on this blood stain will confirm that it's Detective Arm's blood, and that those results will conclusively prove that you murdered Detective Arm. How about it, Mr. Tenate? Think you could dismantle this decisive evidence? Dismantle it? You're too late. You missed your chance to run, so now you're out of time. This HH3000 is about to explode. Don't try to threaten us, Mr. Tenate. I've already proved that your bomb is a fake. It's real. This bomb is a real thing, I tell you. It's real. Mad Bomber, Purdia 1. There's no time left. It's gonna blow. I have to disarm it. I have to take it apart. I can dismantle anything. I can take apart evidence. I can take apart bombs. I can dismantle it all. Dismantle, 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 dismantle. I'm not gonna make it. Only one thing left to do. Stop. Yeah, just what we thought. Made it. Game over. Dismantle attempt failed. There you go. Haha, it's all over. My lab has been blown to pieces. It's all that stupid woman's fault. I was selling the bombs I disarmed in the black market. When I tried to take this one, she just had to notice, didn't she? She confronted me in courtroom number 4 that day. That's why I had no choice. Before I knew what I was doing, I hit her. It's all her fault. While I was looking for a place to hide her body, she left a message in her own blood. The trial was about to start, so I didn't have time to clean it up. And now all this. I thought for sure I could disguise her death with an explosion. Then that stupid defense attorney started sticking his nose into my business. And after my testimony yesterday, I went to courtroom number 4 and I found that kid all up in my bomb transport case. Hey there, Kevin. That's when I snuck up behind him and BAM! And when the idiot police arrested that little girl, I thought for sure I could pin it all on her. Why? Oh, why? Tenate, you're hereby under arrest. On suspicion of the courtroom bombing and the assault on Mr. Justice. Your innocence or guilt will be determined at a later trial. Now then, I see that members of the public have returned to the gallery. One person, however, seems to still be running far, far away. Be that as it may, I will now announce Miss Juniper Wood's verdict. Not guilty. I just love the animations in this game. I'm loving this game. This might end up being my new favorite Ace Attorney game. I love this. And freaking Pain's nowhere to be found either. That's hilarious. Court is adjourned. December 18th, 12:31 p.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby, I believe it's number 5. Yep. You did it, boss! Yeah, I guess we managed to pull it off somehow. So many mysteries cleared up all at once. It was amazing. Just sort of worked out that way, didn't it? That's not the kind of thing that usually just works out. You made it happen. And the way that mean old prosecutor hightailed it out of there, that was great. Mr. Ray, Vina, thank you for everything you did for me. I'm so happy for you, Junie. Now you can go back home to Forest in peace. I hope that both of you will come and visit me there sometime. That would be nice. Thank you for the invitation. I don't know, Mr. Ray. I'm not so sure you could make it all the way up to Junie's house. How high up do you live again, Junie? Around 3,000 feet, I think. What? That's no forest. That's a mountain. But you know, boss, there's something that still bothers me about the case. One little mystery we never got around to solving. Oh, that? Yeah, I was wondering about that too. Is this the unsolved mystery you were thinking of? Well, it happens to be the missing remote switch.
Take that!
The remote switch, right? Yeah, I wonder where it disappeared to. Maybe Mr. Tennant just got rid of it somewhere. Yeah, it is a pretty big thing to leave unsolved, though. Well, let's leave it up to the police to find. For now, we should be celebrating a not guilty verdict. I guess you're right. Hey, I know. Junie, shall we go report the good news? You know, to that certain someone? Okay. Huh? Her grandmother? No, silly, to Apollo. Oh, right. Well, why don't we all go to the hospital to go to see him? Great idea. I bet he's bored out of his mind. Okay. And so, the courtroom bombing case came to a close. But the next trial was just over the horizon. There's never a dull moment with so many lawyers in the office, that's for sure. Apollo Justice, Athena Sykes, and me, Phoenix Wright. Between the three of us, there's no case we can't solve. When our powers combine, we're an unstoppable team. At least, that's what I believed. Dun dun dun. And so ends the first case. Now I should say there are 6 total cases altogether in Dual Destinies. But all that changed with what Apollo said to us that day. It was something that would put my faith in us to the ultimate test. Date ... time ... write anything agency.
Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence.
Wait, what do you mean by a leave?
Can you at least give me a reason why?
I can only say that this is something I must settle on my own.
Hey, that's Trucy.
Oh, why, Apollo? Why are you shutting us out?
Poor Athena. I really like her as a character. What happened to you, Apollo? Ever since you put that jacket on, you've changed. And now, for whatever reason, all my mind keeps doing is returning to the day I first met you. We had tackled our first case together, he and I, this past spring. And as we did, I came to know who he is and how he thinks. It was a very peculiar case, one in which the victim was killed by a mythical creature. And a case we will be seeing next time we see you guys, which will be just a few days from now. And I should say that the next case is pretty long for it just being the second case. But like I said, there are you can see Turnabout Countdown awarded right there, but we are going to be beginning the next case here pretty soon, and then the next case will be taking all the way to the end of February, and then we'll be putting this game on hiatus, so I'll be starting the third case around May or so. But like I just said, the second case is a long one, but it is going to be... I have a feeling this entire game is going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are as well. But thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I'll be seeing you guys again next time.